Hi Brollies, Marvin here from TechBroll.com, where we do unboxings, reviews, and sexy B-rolls. And a week ago, I did an unboxing and comparison of Asrock's B550 Steel Legend series motherboards. And today, we'll do exactly the same thing, but this time, it's for their B460 Steel Legend series, giving some love to Team Blue. As usual, we'll go through all of the different parts and components and check out the difference between the ATX B460 and the Micro-ATX B460M Steel Legend so that you can have an idea which one to pick. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, let's start with the Asrock B460 Steel Legend, and as you can see, if you've watched my unboxing of their B550 motherboards, the packaging at least for the external design is almost exactly the same, with the model name in front and some supported features and this sort of metallic gray and silver pattern around the box. Looking at the back, quite similar as well, with an image preview of the motherboard on the upper left corner, the preview of the input and output ports, all the key specifications, and of course, an introduction to its most important features like the Nahimic audio technology, Dragon 2.5GB per second LAN port, DR-MOS for power delivery, dual Ultra M.2 slot with both having a heatsink, optional M.2 slot for a wireless module, Nichicon 12K black capacitors, and of course, Asrock's polychrome sync, and it looks like this motherboard supports both RGB and ARGB, which is really nice. Overall, in terms of external packaging and design, like I said, it is pretty standard with Asrock's Steel Legend series. So, let's see what comes in the package. And like the ATX B550, the ATX B460 also features a slide type packaging with the main branding sleeve and this black box right here with an Asrock logo at the center. Upon opening the box, the first thing you'll notice is a bunch of accessories. So we have the same envelope which houses a few items here. That includes a couple of Asrock branded Velcro straps, an Asrock postcard thingy, a compact disc, and a bunch of Asrock Steel Legend stickers. Aside from that, inside the box we also have a quite hefty software setup guide and the user manual. We also have an I/O shield which gives us an idea that this motherboard doesn't have an integrated one. We also have here a couple of SATA cables, a couple of M.2 slot screw, a couple of M.2 screw standoffs, and yet another screw right here. The motherboard itself is nicely protected by this cardboard platform right here, but aside from that, we don't have anything else here inside the box. Now, before we check out the Asrock B460 Steel Legend, let's unbox the Micro-ATX version first, and then later we'll compare them both side by side. And like the B550M, the B460M's packaging is also a single box with all the same details like the model name in front, some of its supported features, the patented gray and silver design, and then of course at the back, we have the same details like the image preview of the motherboard, a preview of the input and output ports, the key specifications, and it looks like it also has the same exact key features as its bigger brother. Later, we'll check out their key differences, but for now, let's see what comes in this package. Alright, so upon opening the box, as with the B550 variant, the first thing you'll notice is a bunch of accessories. So we have an I/O shield with a Steel Legend pattern, and it also has a soft cushion, which is a nice touch. We also have the same software setup guide and the user manual written in multiple languages. Aside from that, inside the box, we have 3 M.2 screws, a standoff for the M.2, the same envelope packaging that houses a couple of Asrock branded Velcro straps, a compact disc, an Asrock postcard, and again, a bunch of Asrock Steel Legend stickers. And lastly, before the motherboard, we also have a couple of SATA cables right here. Now, same with the B460 ATX version, the B460M Micro-ATX version is also nicely protected by a cardboard platform. And that's about it for the unboxing experience of the Asrock B460 and B460M, and as you can tell, both almost have the same package contents. Now, what I like about the packaging of Asrock, at least for the Steel Legend series, is the fact that the motherboard has an ample amount of protection. So aside from the main cardboard platform, it is also well protected by an anti-static bag, and not only that, but the motherboard itself is also protected by another foam protection, and it is actually secured by zip ties. This is the case for both the full-size ATX B460 and the Micro-ATX B460M, as well as the B550 and B550M that I previously unboxed. Now, packaging aside, let's check out these two motherboards and do a parts overview while discussing their key features and specifications. Now, before we go through the different parts, let's discuss first about their power delivery, CPU, and memory compatibility. In terms of power delivery, surprisingly enough, both have essentially the same amount of power phases with a total of 9 power stages. Both utilize the DR-MOS power design, which integrates the driver IC and the MOSFETs and essentially makes it more efficient and simplifies the design. Both also feature premium 90A power chokes and Nichicon black capacitors that are rated at least 12,000 hours. In terms of memory support, they are also about the same, with both supporting up to 2933 MHz and up to 128GB. Of course, it goes without saying that both have the same CPU socket that supports 10th Gen Intel Core processors via the latest socket 1200. Alright guys, now let's do a parts overview and check out their key differences. In terms of the VRM heatsinks, as expected, they have the same design, but the heatsink on the ATX version is a tad bigger. On the other hand, the size of the heatsink on the north side is almost the same but with just different designs. Another key difference is with regards to the M.2 slot. Although both have two Ultra M.2 slots that supports both SATA 6GB per second and NVMe SSDs, the Micro-ATX version only has one with an integrated heatsink. Both have reinforced PCIe slot for the graphics card, and they also both have an integrated heatsink for the other M.2 slot and the chipset with this nice Asrock Steel Legend design. Another key difference is that the Micro-ATX version only has one PCIe 3.0x1 slot, whereas the ATX version has two. On the other hand, both have another PCIe 3.0x16 slot for a total of 2 for each motherboard, and both also support AMD Crossfire X. For audio, both have 5 golden capacitors and features Nahimic audio, 7.1 channel HD audio via the Realtek ALC1200 audio codec, golden audio jacks, and a bunch of other features. Alright, now let's go through all of the different ports and headers. Right here on the lower left corner, we have the HD audio front panel header. Right beside that, we also have the 12 volts 4-pin RGB header and the 5 volts 3-pin addressable RGB header. So both of them has it on almost the same spot. Now, both motherboards also have Thunderbolt add-in cards headers. And in terms of fan headers, here at the bottom, we have 2 fan headers here for the Micro-ATX, and we also have 2 here for the ATX. Besides the fan headers, both have a clear CMOS jumper header here. And for the Micro-ATX, we have 2 USB 2.0 headers here and 1 USB 2.0 here for the ATX. And then here we have the TPM header for both motherboards. We also have 2 SATA ports here and another 4 right-angle SATA ports here. Right here for the ATX board, we have a fan header and 2 fan headers right here for the Micro-ATX board. Of course, we have our front panel connectors here and both have a USB 3.1 Gen 1 headers on the right side, but the ATX version has a front panel USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type-C header. Of course, we have our 24-pin power connector here, pretty much the same spot. And then on the top right corner here for the ATX, we have another RGB and addressable RGB headers. But on the other side for the Micro-ATX, we only have an addressable RGB header. So basically, we have 2 RGB and ARGB headers on the ATX, while we only have 2 ARGB and 1 RGB header for the Micro-ATX. So that's another key difference. Now moving on right here for the ATX, we have the CPU fan 2 header, which can be used for AIO or water cooling pump, and we have the main CPU fan header right here. For the Micro-ATX, we have them both together side by side here. Of course, we have our 8-pin CPU power connector here. So basically, we have our RGB and addressable RGB headers here, and we also have both of that for the ATX while only having an ARGB header for the Micro-ATX on the top right corner. And then in terms of fan headers, we don't have a fan header here on the usual spot below the heatsink for the Micro-ATX, which the ATX does have here. In total, the Micro-ATX has 6 fan headers, while the ATX has a total of 7 fan headers. Now in terms of the USB headers, the ATX version has 2 USB 2.0 headers and 2 USB 3.1 Gen 1 header and the key advantage of 1 front panel USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type-C header, while the Micro-ATX version has 2 USB 2.0 headers and only a single USB 3.2 Gen 1 header. Both motherboards, by the way, has post-status LED indicators for troubleshooting. Now let's flip these motherboards on the side and check out their key differences when it comes to the back panel I/O. So both have PS2 combo port and 2 USB 2.0 ports above it. They also both have 1 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort, and both have the slot for the optional antenna for Wi-Fi connectivity. They also both have a USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-C port, the Dragon 2.5GB per second LAN port, and the same golden audio jacks and an optical SPDIF out port. The only key difference here really is with regards to the USB Type-A ports, which the Micro-ATX has 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, while the ATX only has 3 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A ports. And that's about it guys for our unboxing and comparison of these two motherboards. And after going through all of the different parts and components, I'd say the difference is not that much, with the ATX version having a slight advantage in terms of RGB and fan headers, and the key advantage with the front panel USB Type-C header, and of course an integrated heatsink for both its Ultra M.2 slots. Other than that, in terms of key features and power delivery, they're basically on par with each other, so at the end of the day, you'll just have to choose which form factor best suits your needs and your chassis of choice. Unfortunately, I won't be able to provide you with performance testing as I still don't have any 10th gen processor on hand, maybe in the future. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video helps you out in choosing which motherboard to choose between these two awesomely built Asrock Steel Legend series motherboards. Huge thanks to Asrock for letting me borrow this for this comparison video, and you can get these ones available from the links below. I will also make a video about the Asrock B550 Taichi, so make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Thank you for watching, have a great day guys, you're awesome.